I noticed you mentioned a couple times General William Levine.
Yes.
And the impact that he had on you. He was a guy that landed a D-Day at Utah Beach and was one of the people that liberated Dachau in World War II.
Yes.
Was there any significant lesson learned that he passed on to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's personally responsible for that balance part of my leadership concept that I've developed over my career. He really emphasized family. And keep in mind, when I joined the reserves, I didn't have a clue about the citizen soldier. You know, those of us on active duty, what do we know about the Guard and Reserves and their pressure? You know, what they deal with. You know, people in the Guard and Reserves have to balance 3 balls at the same time, right? You've got your family, you've got your civilian career that puts bread and butter on the table, and then you've got the reserves or the Guard, and so you're balancing all that stuff. And General Levine, I'll always remember, emphasized the family. He always made sure that we were aware of the stresses on the family. You know, when we were gone, I'll never forget in my career, without fail, that's when the furnace would break down. That's when we'd have a blizzard. So my 95-pound wife would have to go out there and shovel the snow because I wasn't there. You know, our son Jay, who you know, he basically was a rascal when he was a young guy, and my wife had to take him to the emergency room of the hospital like 3 times. I don't even know where it's
3
at.
3 times a week.
Yeah. And I don't even know where it's at, you know, because I wasn't home. So, you know, the stresses on the... So he really drove that home. And I understood better the stresses on the citizen soldier, which are tremendous. You know, at least when you're on active duty, you're focused, you know, and you're in a community where everybody is going through the same thing. So they all understand, you know, the stresses on the marriage. They share things, they can help each other out. But in the reserves and Guard, you know, the rest of you go to a meeting 1 weekend a month, you know, and unless you're in leadership, you know, that's about it. And, you know, you don't have the bonding and the community strength that you do when you're on active duty.